you'd hear all the gobstoppers and all the food roll to the back of the bus.
Yeah, all the candy rolling around. Someone slept in the bathtub.
You rode it 15 times. We don't give a shit.
We're done.
Yeah.
We're done here.
Oh, dude, that was so great.
And if he would have got the chance to slow dance with this girl,
Oh yeah.
he would be wiped up to her at But here's my question. I need to talk to this teacher. What was your plan? Why aren't you slow dancing with me now that I'm a grown man then if that was your plan? I need to know what your plan was. Why'd you screw me over? Did you
Exactly.
think that you were you my chastity belt?
Well, and this is the thing, and it's so funny that you say that, because you said I would have wiped her up. I don't know if you remember in high school, and this is kind of like we didn't really talk about this, but middle school, our senior year, we were all talking about like where do we think everyone's gonna end up 5 years from now. And I loved how every single one of you assholes told me I was gonna end up with a fucking minivan and 3 kids. Do you remember
That
this?
was basic drafting, wasn't it?
Dude, yeah, you guys were like, yeah, Roger's gonna
That
be
was
the one with the
senior year.
minivan.
That's one other thing we didn't talk about. We literally would sit in basic drafting every day, lunch and our actual class, and we would sit there in his class and mess around.
Yeah, and that's when you guys all 4 of you motherfuckers looked at me and said, 5 years from now, Roger's gonna have a wife, 3 kids, and a minivan. Look at me now.
Joey being one of them.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Joey was one of the ones that were sitting there with us in basic drafting.
You guys are assholes. Yeah, there ain't no kids for me, man. I'm good. I'll pass on that. But getting on to something else, I actually wanted to talk with you about, because of it being, we're in the industry now where we're talking about moving up within social media, moving up within anything social. So YouTube. So I know you have a YouTube channel. You just haven't really posted on it in a while.
Mm-hmm.
So 2021, let's talk about 2021. Are you wanting to post more, like, are you wanting to take the clips from your Twitch and basically put them together and make videos for YouTube?
Yeah, that's kind of the main goal because I have all my Twitch VODs exported to YouTube.
Okay.
That way I can ever edit them if I decide to. I just have to figure out, do a bunch of research on how to do that. Because before I was figuring out a way to just post clips on the Instagram. And now with the new format of YouTube and YouTube Studio and whatnot, you have to do it through an editing program. Or you have to do the OneDrive process through an MP4.
Yeah, because the editing program, I think that's the hardest part about all this is the editing, because like you need to learn. There's a large learning curve that you have to go into if you want the videos to be decent quality and you want them to be where you want them to be, like the spec you want them to be at. It's definitely taken me a long time to learn the editing process. And I mean, you can do it on your own. It's not hard. It's time consuming. It's largely time consuming because it's learning all those little tweaks, the audio, getting the video just right, because like some audio programs won't export anything more than 720p, and that's an issue. No one wants to look at an audio that on a video that is bad quality. That is the first thing that will turn somebody away, is bad quality video.
It's the main reason why I just had to switch my stream, because I my stream quality. I've had to stream a lot of games in 720p due to lag frames and whatnot.
Yeah.
So I recently just adjusted my thing to 864 because the difference in 864 to 1080p in the naked eye is not going to see that.
Oh yeah. So I know I talked with you. So I have my podcast right now. Once COVID goes down, which now there's a vaccine out, they're talking about a vaccine coming out and stuff like that. I've talked about starting my vlog, and that's something that I'm hopefully going to be able to roll out sometime in 2021. With you starting your YouTube channel, we'll say 2021, even though you already have it, but actually getting back into it. What is your main goal subscriber wise? Like, if you have a main goal subscriber wise, like how many would you want to gain? What would be a success for you for 2021?
On a YouTube or Twitch?
On a YouTube.
On a YouTube, if I could start pumping out the videos how I want to with constant maybe montages of my shooters, because I play all types of shooters, so looping them together would be kind of cool, or doing separate videos and doing a podcast, I would like to get anywhere from 50 to 100 subscribers minimum. That'd be an easy goal to start.
Oh yeah, no, that sounds actually perfect, because that's actually where I'm hitting now. 2021, I want to be able to pump out as much content as possible. I'd love to do podcasts actually every week if I could. It's just finding the time, and now that I'm going back to work because I was injured, I work 50, 60 hours a week. It makes it really hard to do that.
Well,
So
that's another thing you were saying, like, it's time consuming to learn how to edit. That's been the biggest curve because, yeah, I've been streaming here, but as you can tell, me pumping out the videos as I want to on Instagram or having a constant flow on YouTube isn't where I want it to be. So, getting the traction on the Twitch isn't there because that's the thing. You got to have that constant rotation of entertainment for people for them to be interested in watching you.
yeah,
So,
oh yeah,
if
it,
I could constantly figure out how to have videos for people to watch, that would make it way easier, and that would make your YouTube numbers better, your Instagram numbers better, and your Twitch numbers better, all just based off of all that. But then I wouldn't be able to stream as much because I'm
exactly.
sitting here trying to learn how to edit and whatnot.
Oh yeah,
So
dude,
that's why a
and
lot of people look.
yeah, the amount of time that you need to do a lot of this stuff is crazy. I didn't think it would take this much time. Like I knew it was going to be time consuming. I knew that it was going to take a decent amount of time to edit, to do all these things, and it wasn't going to be easy. It's not as easy as everyone makes it look. And people are thinking, oh, this would be easy for me to do. I can just lay out content. It's like if you just lay out content, no one wants to watch it. That's just how it
Mm-mm.
is. It's like you need to think beforehand. You need to plan beforehand. You need to plan this. You need to plan that. You need to edit just right. You need to take the time editing it. You need to make sure everything is perfect before releasing it. Because one, no one wants to watch something that's not good. If I don't think that it's good, I won't release it. I won't do it.
Mm-hmm.
I won't even if I'm going through audio or I'm going through video and I'm like, I don't like the way this sounds, I will rather throw that away and redo it and waste that's time wasted already and redo
Mm-hmm.
it than to release something that I don't think is good enough.
That's a good approach to have
Oh yeah, because
because then you're not releasing any bad content if you release good stuff. It's way better to release productive, good content than sit there and have a bunch of hours of trash.
oh yeah, and I mean again, and I make issues or I make mistakes. Like the last podcast, I was listening back on it because I want to learn from my mistakes. Every other thing I was saying was I was like yeah something and it's like it annoyed the hell out of me the entire time. But it's like I'm not gonna. It's a first. I'm gonna have mistakes.
And going back and watching on yourself, you're allowed to do that because if you never watch back your VODs or you listen to your audio, you're never going to know. And that's just a habit that you have
Yeah, and
to
it's
drive your
not
thought.
because it wasn't a deal breaker for me. The way I saw it was it wasn't bad content. Me saying every other time it annoyed the hell out of me, but some other people might not pick up on it. What do you mean?
Everyone went everyone is at home or isn't working as much and they have this money, you would be surprised at how influx the sales of computers, cameras, microphones,
Yeah, well,
keyboards is.
yeah, exactly. No, and that's actually really crazy that you say that. So everybody wants to release. So now that everyone's been off with COVID, they're like, oh, I'm gonna start a YouTube channel. It's like, okay, yeah, I mean, go for it. At this point, I mean, it's open to everyone. Anyone can do anything. But when people are just throwing content out there, now I feel like it's. And I'm not saying everything that everyone puts out there is bad, but you have people that are just throwing stuff out there, thinking they're becoming a YouTube star, and I think that's the. I mean, that's just me, but I think that's the wrong way to look at it. Do not throw content out there if you're just looking for money. If you're looking because you enjoy it, if you're looking because I want to provide people with good content. I'm hoping that
Yeah.
people from high school, middle school, whatever, people that know me that have had experience with these things that we've talked about can look back on it and say, yeah, I remember that. That was pretty funny.
It's a little bit easier to connect with that too than it is the gaming too. That's the cool thing about the podcast and
Oh
reaching
yeah,
out and having people that you know on their guests. People can relate to it and they're more interested in it.
yeah, because they have a personal interest in it. They have a
Uh
personal
huh.
connection to it, and
Uh huh.
like that's kind of what I want to bring back. I mean, I don't want to make this entire podcast about high school or middle school and stuff like that, but I mean that was a large part of our lives. That was that was a large part of our life, and that's where a lot of the drama and a lot of the crazy stuff that happened with us was there. But yeah, I mean, me releasing good content, and being self-conscious of what I'm releasing, it takes a toll on you after a while because I'm very specific on what I'll release and I'm very specific on how I'll release it. If I'm thinking, throughout this, even throughout this podcast, when I go and take a look back at it, and if I'm like, I don't like this, I'll cut it, even if it was really, really good content. And if I'm like, I don't like the way it laid out, I don't like the way it looks, I don't like the way it sounded, I'm cutting it because I'm even willing to cut good content if I don't think that it's visually good enough for me to release. And that's probably bad on me because I don't want to cut out things that are good just because the audio isn't the visuals aren't as good because it's still something good to release. But yeah, I mean, I think that's one of the hardest parts is one getting the time to do everything, and then you look back and you take a half-hour video and it trims down to like 10 minutes because you're being that specific. But
Hmm.
I mean, again, even with you with your Twitch and editing into a YouTube video, I'm sure that there's pieces in between that content that you've now created that you're like, there's no need for it to be in there. You might as well just cut it because longevity isn't always the answer. It's good quality over time.
Well, that's also an issue with the gaming too, because when it comes to the gaming, you may have a 4-hour VOD, but only maybe 5 minutes of that VOD is worth clipping
Yeah,
because
oh
you're
yeah,
putting it there. Because
oh yeah.
that's the key points. When you play a game, there's a lot smaller gap of an area where you can take that content
Well, yeah,
compared
because
to
a
when
lot of it's
you're
you
talking.
like. So for instance, like let's say like I'm a big Warzone player. I'm a big Call of Duty player.
Hmm.
So when you're playing, there's not a lot of highlight moments that happen. There might be a time where
Hmm.
I slide into a building and take out 5 people, but that is only a 3-second clip. That's not a 5-minute clip. And I mean,
Hmm.
even with going into vlogging, when I end up doing that, not every moment's gonna be material to be released.
Hmm. Even if you add an intro and outro, you know what I mean, to
Yeah,
those
exactly,
to
exactly.
10-second clip.
Oh yeah. But yeah, I know it's crazy because the amount of time I didn't realize it was going to take this much time and effort to do a lot of these things. I knew it was going to be I knew there was going to be some time and some effort that had to be put into it, but the amount of um, pre-setup, the amount of those things that you need to do this is insane. Is insane just to make sure that things run the way they're supposed to.
You'd be surprised how much money I have sunk just into my setup or build
Oh yeah,
just
dude,
to
I
try
haven't
to
even
make
bought a
it gaming.
PC yet. I haven't even bought a PC yet. The PC that I plan on building alone is like you're looking at $1,300.
Just to make my gaming possible because when I first got my build, I didn't know. I just bought a build. My gaming wasn't where I wanted it to be, so I had to put pretty much all new parts inside the PC.
Oh yeah,
So I'm in a lot of money plus my monitors, my cameras, my keyboards, my microphones, my chairs.
oh yeah. No, I
Just
totally get that, dude.
you're invested. And then it just comes down to like it's gonna be a while before you see any type of progress, but it's not really like you said about the money. If you go into it for the money, you're already going into it for short term.
Yes.
No matter how much money you sink into that, if you're enjoying it and you have fun, it doesn't matter because it's a hobby. You're gonna sink money into hobbies.
Sure, and I think that's part of the issue is that you, the, it's how you look at it. I don't see this as a job, but this isn't a job for
No,
me. So I'm not looking to get paid. This is
I
a
still
hobby.
work.
Exactly. This is a hobby for me. This is something that I enjoy to do. This isn't like I'm not after this, after I post it, I'm not looking for a paycheck. I'm looking for feedback. I want feedback on this. I want people to say, "Hey, I like this. I don't like this. This is what I think you should change so that when the next time I release, people can actually enjoy it more." I'm not looking for a paycheck. Looking for a paycheck is the first way for you to rush your content, not do a good job on editing or not do a good job on creating the content, and then no one
Mm-hmm.
wants to watch it anyway. So you're not making money.
Yep, hundred
So
percent.
yeah, it's crazy. It could take years for people to get
Mm-hmm.
up in even the hundreds of subscribers on YouTube because YouTube is so large and there's so much content out there. Sometimes it's hard to get your stuff out. I mean, I post my stuff on my Facebook, my Instagram, all those other things, but I don't have as large of a friend group as maybe somebody else. So it depends on the exposure.
That's another thing too. I wasn't as popular, I would say, and I wasn't as active and dabbling in groups. So it kind of made it harder because reaching out to your IRL connections and getting the word out is just a good starter because a lot of those people aren't going to stay watching you, but it allows the web to spread. And then they
Yeah,
know people that'll watch and they share your stuff and then they share your stuff and they share your stuff. And
yeah,
then you end up
exactly.
finding stragglers.
Yeah, and me and you were in the same friend group in high school, so yeah, I mean, we pretty much stayed to ourselves. We didn't have too much of a large friend. I mean, we knew people, but it's not like we were close with them. So I mean, getting it out there. I mean, luckily I have other friends that are a little more supportive of what I do. So they're a
Hmm.
little more, putting it out there. And I talk to you about making shirts and putting. The bad thing with YouTube is you can't create a personal URL until you've hit at least 100 subscribers. So my URL is crazy. It's like 7 dash 4n. So I'm waiting on that. But yeah, it's crazy because getting that type of content out to people, if you don't have a large following already or a large friend group, it tends to be really hard. I mean, I'm happy with the 8 subscribers that I already have. Well, and that's the thing is people don't like when I first watch someone's video. If I watch one video, I don't subscribe right away because just because I like one video doesn't mean that I like their content. I may have liked that individual video, but it doesn't mean I like their content as a whole. So I think after posting multiple videos, they can take an idea of what you're putting out over, we'll say, 5-10 videos. If they like 5-10 videos, most likely they'll subscribe. I mean, of course, you have those people that don't even make an account for YouTube. They just jump on and watch videos, which, yeah, it happens. You're never going to avoid that. But
Uh-huh.
the whole goal is to get out to as many people as possible and give people good content.
You're right.
And guys, so this is where we're gonna end the video. I appreciate everyone showing up, Brandon. I appreciate you being on here, man.
No, I appreciate you having me, dude. It's
Of
always good to
course.
talk to you.
So guys, do a favor and go over to his Twitch. It's under twitch.tv/realbackwoods. Brandon, what is your schedule again?
I usually stream 6 to 12 every day except Monday. I usually take Mondays off.
Okay.
And then if I do stream Monday and Tuesday, it's usually Tuesday is an earlier day. I stream 12 to 8 on Tuesday and 12 to 8 on Monday when I do stream.
Gotcha. And then you said you plan on posting on your YouTube channel at some point.
I want to work on getting some type of podcast set up. I want to get a laptop and start figuring out how to do a podcast myself.
Okay.
Figure out how to do some editing and start posting montages, clips, and whatnot on my YouTube, and get back into my Instagram videos as well.
Okay, cool. So what I'll do, Brandon, is at the bottom, I'm gonna put your Twitch channel, and I'm also gonna, even though you're not posting content right now, I'm gonna post your YouTube video or your channel at least below in the description because I want people to be ready for the content. Guys, it's good stuff. He sent me some clips over, I think like a week ago of just some of his gameplay, and I tell you what, guys, it's some good stuff. So check him out. Go subscribe to his channel. Go to his Twitch. Subscribe. Follow him. Like I said, he actually has a um, pretty open schedule. I mean, you're on almost every day besides one day.
Mm-hmm.
So guys, check that out. Also, if you guys did like this video, do me a favor, give it a big old thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see more content. And we'll see you guys later.